it's Jessi, and this will be a vlog for the 48-hour TBR-Starhop-athon. I'll leave the links for all the information for the channel, Stephanie's book verse, and like the intro video for this, but short version, Stephanie does a TBR game every month, and sometimes she does a mini version that takes place only over 48 hours, and she's decided to do it as a full readathon. And I thought it'd be fun to try. Problem being that this weekend, the weekend she, for whatever reason she had, it had nothing to do with me, planned for this, I am driving to New York for a wedding. So the time I have to read is not great, but I'm gonna try anyway. So I'll show you in a second my board. I have the prompt set up. The way I'm gonna play it a little bit differently than Stephanie does is I'll roll a d8 each time to determine how far I move, and then I'll roll a d8 for the prompt as well. I have a bag full of books that I either have from the library or from my personal collection that are short books that I can get through to read. I have a small list of slightly longer books that I could pick up for a prompt that requires that, but fingers crossed that that won't happen. I think that's enough for this intro, so let me go ahead and do my first roll. I'm not reading just yet. I'm actually recording this bit like a day early so that I don't have to worry about it when I'm dealing with traveling. So let's figure out what my first book is going to be. All right, here is the board. I'm just gonna do this all digitally to make my life easier. Let's go ahead and roll my die. It's gonna be a 4. So we start over, where's my mouse? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are starting out on a sun prompt, which I don't love. And these are the prompts we could get. Rolling the die again. Where'd it go? 8. Oh, that's fantastic. That's a free pick. Number 8 on the sun prompts is a free pick. That's wonderful. I'll tell you what I'm reading in a second. All right, for my first roll, I got a sun prompt, which are normally the hard ones, but I rolled an 8, which means a free pick, which is great. And for that, I'm going to read The Wicked and the Divine, Volume 1. 1, it's a graphic novel. Super short, could be super quick to get through. But also, number 2, one of the prompts on here is a continuation, and the only continuation I am planning on bringing with me is Volume 2 of The Wicked and the Divine. So this is going to be setting me up for some success later if I get this off. So this is, let me just read this quick blurb on the back. Every 90 years, 12 gods return as young people. They are loved. They are hated. In 2 years, they are all dead. It's happening now. It's happening again. My understanding from this is that it's relatively modern times, and the current iteration of the gods are pop stars or like musicians or like, you know, famous icons for a modern era, and I am excited to get into it. I think the art style is cool. It's not the most like complicated, but it looks really cool, and I am excited to get into this. So first pick, The Wicked and the Divine. Okay, it's now Tuesday. The 48 hours have been over for like a day and a half now. And I'm just going to talk you through what I read because obviously while I was on break, there wasn't a lot of time to film. So the first roll that I got was for I don't remember what the roll was. It doesn't matter. I read The Wicked and the Divine, Volume 1, The Faust Act. This was really good. So the premise of The Wicked and the Divine is that every 90 years, there are 12 gods that get reborn. They have 2 years to live on the earth to inspire people, and then they die. And we actually don't follow one of the gods. We follow another girl that's just a big fan of the gods. In this iteration, in our modern times, they're reborn as like rock stars. We're actually following a young girl that's kind of a fangirl of theirs. But then things kind of go wrong. One of the gods kind of gets a little too high and mighty and stops following the rules she's supposed to be following. This was really good. It was not like blown away by any means. It was just vibes. I was super into it. The characters were great. I really, really liked the art style that really drew me in. But really, it was those characters, just wanting to see like what happens next with them was really what drew me through this book. And I was just really into it. I think it was a really good opening for this series, and I'm really excited to keep reading them. Oh no. I hit a black hole. I wasn't anticipating this. I didn't really think ahead, but I have 6 physical books with me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll my D8 that I brought because I didn't think to bring a D6. I'm going to roll the D8 I brought with me. On a 1 or an 8, I'll re-roll. The rest will be one of the books I have with me. So I have 2 would be The Next Wicked and the Divine, 3 Princesses of Dream and Shadow, 4 Everyone on the Moon, 5 Lost Daughter Collective, 6 Finding Freedom, 7 Melissa. And that's what we're going to do, and we're going back to the beginning, I guess. Didn't read that. For roll number 2, I got my black hole, which, as you saw, I was not really prepared for, but I ended up reading Melissa by Alex Jano. This is about a young trans girl. She's in 4th grade, but she hasn't told anybody yet that she's trans. She knows she's a girl, but everybody around her thinks she's a boy, and she's kind of afraid for them to find out that she's really a girl. There's a lot of interesting thoughts there where both, I think it's a very common queer experience where you want everybody to know, but you're afraid for them to find out, if that makes sense. And it kind of follows her because her school, her class is putting on a play for Charlotte's Web, and she really, really, really wants to play Charlotte the Spider. And so that's kind of the plot, is her kind of trying to get this role and then how that works out for her. I didn't actually end up rating this one because middle grade is so hard to rate because like things that seem kind of like a deficiency are kind of an intentional element in these. For me, like the characters were really one note. You know, you have the bully, you have the best friend, you have the mom, and they're just like these archetypical characters. So like things like that were weak, but like didn't need to be anything more than they are because Melissa was there and she was getting the, you could really see how different people responded to her both before and after she comes out, and some handle it better than others. And I thought that was really good. I also think it does a very good job of highlighting both the struggles which exist, but also the joy of being a young trans girl, and elements like there's this scene where she puts a skirt on for the first time, and it is absolutely the sweetest thing I've ever read. Like it was really, really cute. So this was book 2. For roll number 3, after being sent back to the beginning, I got a 1, which puts us on that first star prompt. And the result for that was Discord. Discord is Riddima's Discord server. Riddima YouTube, you can check her out. She's fantastic. And I had a book I had intended for this, which was one of somebody's 2021 favorites that I was planning on reading. But The Wicked and the Divine were gifted to me from a member of Discord. So, conveniently, I could read volume 2, which is Fandemonium. This one then, of course, obviously takes over where the first one left off. This really did something for me, especially the ending. I mean, it really expands like the complexities of this world, the rules the gods have, different elements, but there's this like twist towards the end, which I kind of saw coming, but kind of didn't see coming, that really just changes the game on this, and I really, really enjoyed it. So this was even better than the first one. Absolutely fantastic. I own most of the series, if not all of it, so I cannot wait to keep going with these. And then roll number 4, I got a 7, which landed me on a sun, and I'm not sure what happened here because I ended up rolling and getting TBR Vet, which I had intended to read Princess of Shadow and Dream for, because I've owned this for a while and wanted to read it for a while, but somehow I got it in my head that I had picked nonfiction. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I thought I picked nonfiction. Maybe because I rolled a 7 the first time and my brain was like, 7, that's nonfiction. So I decided to continue reading Ace. Now, I'd already been reading this, so I guess it's kind of a TBR bet in that I'd already been reading it. It also has been on my TBR for a little while, so I guess it still counts. At this point, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to finish. I was making this roll with like 3 hours left of the 48-hour period, and I didn't even know if I was going to get any time to read in that. So I figured, you know what? Yeah, I'm 100 pages into this already, but I'm gonna pick it because even if I manage to finish this one, I'm not getting another roll in. So this is Ace by Angela Chen. It's what asexuality reveals about desire, society, and the meaning of sex. It is kind of split into sections, like what it means to be ace and intersectionality, but like a lot of it is just kind of shining a light on specifically American society, although she touches on other cultures as well, and just kind of like, why do we care about sex so much? Should sex matter as much? So this section I specifically read on Sunday for part of this was about aromanticism and why is it normed that everybody wants to find love and fall in love. And this has been a really, really great book for me to read on multiple levels. One is that it's showing me a lot about myself. I don't really talk about it, but I am aspec. And so there's like every once in a while she just says something that like stabbed right into me, like, oh, yeah, I know that feeling. I get that, got it. But it's also the stuff that I don't know, like how asexuality intersects with race and how asexuality intersects with disability and things like that were really, really fascinating to read. So I'm not done with this yet. I still have, let's see, maybe another 100 pages, 100 pages to go. Yeah, I have about 50 pages left. And I'm really, really, really loving this. And kind of already anticipate buying it so I can read it and annotate because I'm loving this book. And that was my 48-hour TBR-Starhop-athon. I read in that time, don't fall over, 3.5 books, which I think is pretty impressive considering I didn't really have 48 hours to read. I had more like 7 actual free hours that I read in. I don't know, I didn't finish it. Let me know below if you think I should take some sort of punishment for having not completed it. I hadn't really planned on anything because I really didn't anticipate finishing it given my plans this weekend, but let me know if you think I should do something, read something because of that. If not, I'll consider my short haircut punishment enough and call it a day. All right, that's everything. Please like the video if you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see y'all next time. Love you. Bye.